All right, what is going on, guys? We are back. We had a nice little week-long break. I am a little sick, so apologies there. But got to enjoy a nice little break during the All-Star break. But we're back. So we've got one game today. It's a makeup game between the Lakers and the Hornets. So this was one that was canceled during all the fires and stuff. So we got a big slate tomorrow, but let's talk about today. This game, we see a 12.5-point spread for the Lakers. Big news, Luka will be off a minutes restriction, so we should see him start to play more minutes. I don't think that means he necessarily plays, 35 minutes, so I'm still a little leery. I have a lean towards playing his under PRA. Didn't make the card. Doesn't have a great matchup for points, has a pretty decent matchup for rebounds, kind of middle of the road for assists. So just not something I want to favor. Three-pointers, very bad matchup. So I would kind of lean towards his under PRA. That was one that didn't make the card, but almost did. On the other side of the ball, LaMelo, rebound plus assist lines at 10.5. That's just been a system play we have banged when it's been that low. That said, he's kind of questionable to play, and I don't know if he'll make it through the game. So I'm a little leery to really take anything around LaMelo. His points line's pretty low at 24.5. Guy's averaging over 27 points a game on the season. So a couple of leans there. Let's see. In terms of my issue with the Hornets is at center, right? So obviously we had the Mark Williams debacle. Ironic that his first game back will be against the Lakers. He is probable to play. I don't know what's going on with that situation, right? I don't necessarily trust him because we also have Nurkic there at center. We also have Diabetes. I know that's not his name, but it sounds better. So we don't know what's going on with him, and he's got an eye issue and blah, blah, blah. He played a little bit of the last game that they had to come out due to his eye problem. So I really don't trust any center props for the Hornets. And then on the other side of the ball for the Lakers, I don't trust Jackson Hayes. Maybe over his points. His points line's at 8.5. I just don't trust him whatsoever. So not much I want to take there. But if I had to pick a winner in this game, I would definitely lean Lakers minus 12.5. I do think this probably ends up being a blowout, especially with Luka kind of being fully unleashed here. There's some decent matchups for points. I think LeBron probably likely to go over his points. I don't really love playing LeBron props, but he has a good matchup to score today. So I do think he has a pretty decent day. Hachimura, 15.5 points. Didn't mind that over either. It's just not someone I want to play. One player we are going to fade is Austin Reeves. I like his under 21.5 points. We'll talk a little bit more about that when we go into the card, but that is a play that I like fading him there. So let's get into the card. I'm also going to talk about some college basketball games I like as well. All I ask is hit that like button, like, comment, subscribe. You guys know the drill. Let's get into it here. So on the card today, first play that I like is going to be Miles Bridges over 10.5 rebounds plus assist. Rebound line is at 6.5. I think that is just very, very low for him, but it's a little juiced at minus 142. But if you want a safer option, that's definitely it. Assist line's at 3.5. I think he goes over that as well. So we're just going to combine those for value. We're going to take his over 10.5 rebounds plus assist at minus 128 on FanDuel. He's over this in 19 of his last 30 games. Over this in 8 of his last 10 games. The only two teams he missed was against the Spurs and the Nets. The Nets, I get, they're pretty stingy, play good defense. Lakers don't play great defense. Luka definitely did not help with the defensive front there. So there should be avenues for Bridges here to get some rebounds and assists. Next play is going to be Austin Reeves, under 21.5 points. He's 0 for 7 on this line against Charlotte, and there's more mouths to feed now. I think Luka is going to get his shots. I think LeBron has a great matchup to score some points. Like I said, Hachimura. Reeves definitely has the worst matchup in terms of points today. So I just don't like it for him. So we're going to take his under 21.5 points at minus 110 on DraftKings. And then last play for the NBA, we're going to go with Nick Smith Jr. over 11.5 points. First time I've ever played a Nick Smith Jr. prop. But, I mean, when we look at his advanced stats, this guy's playing like 32 or more minutes a game now. He's over this in 10 of his last 12 games when he plays at least 27 minutes. He he will get 27 minutes, and he has a good matchup to score here. So like him to go over 11.5 points today. Moving into, like I said, some leans that I have. LaMelo over 10.5 rebounds plus assists. It's just a good system play. He's over this in 3 of 5 versus the Lakers. I just don't trust that he'll actually complete the game. So that's why I'm not going to put my money on it. And then Luka under 41.5 PRA. I think that line's just a little too high. Right? He has a good matchup to get rebounds. I just don't know if he will. Rebounds and assist lines at 7.5 each. So I don't think he goes over either, to be honest. So could be something you could fade just his rebounds plus assist if you want, or you just throw in the points as well. Points is at 26.5. All right, in college, plays I like today, Gonzaga minus 13 versus Washington State. I think the line's just a little too low. Could definitely see this being a pretty sizable blowout. Next play, we're going to take Alabama +1 versus Missouri. Missouri's been playing some good ball, and Alabama's on the road coming off the loss against Auburn. I think it's a good bounce back spot for them. I just don't like this matchup for Missouri. I think the pace is going to be a bit overwhelming for Missouri. Next one's going to be Oregon -1 versus Iowa. Last time I played Oregon, they really let me down. That said, they've been playing a lot better ball lately. So I do like them -1 versus Iowa. They're really not traveling too far to the east, right? Oregon to Iowa, not terrible. If they were traveling completely across country, probably have a little different lean here. It's typically a bit of a system you can use, right? If you've got teams coming from the East Coast to the West Coast, that just usually doesn't go well, and vice versa. You got West Coast to East Coast. Typically, there is definitely a downgrade of play there. And then last, let's see, we got 2 more. So UAB -4 versus Rice. I just think this line's a little too low. That said, Rice is one of those teams that they do kind of hang around. So a little, I mean, I love the play, don't get me wrong, but it's definitely one of all the plays I could see maybe Rice kind of throwing an upset in there. And then last play I like is Washington -2 versus Rutgers. This is exactly what I talked about, traveling all the way across country. It's just not good in my opinion. So that is where I'm at. Give me Washington -2. A couple of leans I have in college. These didn't quite make the card, but leans I do like today. I like Temple -1. I like Murray State -1.5. Murray State's been one of those smaller teams that I've been betting on pretty regularly this season, having a pretty good year. So I like them -1.5. And then Kentucky. So all the UK folks out there, the bleed blue folks, I do like them -6 today. Kentucky's just one of those. They're just a little erratic, and I think that's just kind of due to their youth. Vandy is one of those teams that will hang around. They will kind of shock you a little bit at times, but give me Kentucky -6 in that. So those are 3 leans that I have, and we already talked about the NBA plays. So hopefully you guys have a great day. If you want, you can join the Discord. Link is down below. It is absolutely free. Still been posting plays in there every day over the past week since we've kind of been on this little break. Yeah, so we've got some college baseball that's kicked off too. We'll slowly kind of start to put some plays in there, just assessing. Did do opening day, which was very interesting. A lot of errors, which I guess you would expect first series of the year, but a lot of plays in there. So make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.